Hello, ladies. Happy Friday. Today is the second Friday into the new year. It is 2022. I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me again on this Friday and to just basically continue our journey of strengthening our faith. When I spoke with you last week, we were still into the 2021 year. And we basically went into 2022 with a bang and with a confidence that this year will be different. We will rewrite our story. We will strengthen our faith. We will leave all things old, all things that was unpleasant, all things that was hurtful, anything that was connected to us that no longer served us in 2021. And that is a daily goal for me. And I just thank you for taking the time to carry this journey with me. Your presence, whether you're listening to me live or whether you're listening to me on replay, is truly appreciated. As I told you last week, I am walking this walk clearly in your face. There is no blueprint. There is no editing. This is just raw, and I'm going to be as honest and transparent with you as much as I can. I feel in my heart that I am no different from you. I'm a woman just like you. I'm a mother just like those that are mothers. I'm a wife, soon to be ex-wife, sister, aunt, cousin, niece. I'm simply a woman that's trying to figure it out. And I'm understanding that I can't lean on my understanding. I have to lean on God. And sometimes that's a struggle for me. So I thank you for taking the time out of your day to meet with me. Just to let you know briefly that there are some changes that are going to be made for the next couple weeks because I'm currently fasting and I get off social media at a certain time. And that is something that I chose to do for myself just to help me gain more clarity and structure in disciplining myself in the goals that I'm trying to reach. So I am currently fasting. So a couple of the lives will be pre-recorded, but they're definitely going to be authentic. So I thank you for even meeting with me on this pre-recorded message. So we're just going to dive right in. How is your faith? Like I asked you last week, and I'll probably ask you every week, have you measured your faith lately? Today, my faith is, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm where I need to be. I'm thankful for waking up this morning. I have faith that God is going to see me throughout my day. But I still have areas that I'm struggling with. I had some recent encounters that I didn't expect. And so it just have me all over the place today. But we're going to get through it. I'm going to start off with the definition of faith per the Bible. Hebrews 11 states, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. So the confidence in what we hope for, although we can't see it, we can't hear it, we can't smell it, we know that it's there. We know that it will happen. We believe with all of our heart. And that's not always easy when you cannot see what's ahead of you. So as I kind of went into last week, just discussing some issues that occurred with me and why I ended up in jail, there was a backstory to that. So I'm going to take the next couple weeks and sharing my backstory with you, because sometimes you got to go where you've been to get to where you currently are successfully. and to be able to set that solid foundation, meaning that you have dealt with whatever your past entailed of. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. 2018 leading up to April of 2019, my marriage was rocky. We were literally coexisting, felt like roommates. The love was there, but it was just basically about parenting and paying bills. The relationship within our marriage was no longer, and we were just not in a good place. I'm sure he wasn't happy just as much as I wasn't happy, but we were married, and for better or for worse. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to feel. I just knew that something wasn't right. But as humans, we try to fix things and do things in our own. April 28th of 2019, my husband came home and said that he wanted to talk with me. He sat me down and he told me that he didn't want to be married anymore. To my surprise, I'm trying to figure out what's going on because we currently reside in a home together. We're raising our family, we're living, and we're pretty much here, you know? So what do you mean that you no longer want to be married? I mean, the Bible doesn't say marry until you are tired of, or you get tired of this individual, or you don't want to go. It states for better, for worse, for richer, for poor. So I didn't understand why he wanted it, but I kind of brushed it off. You know, we say things that we don't often mean, so maybe it won't go anywhere from that day. But the environment was no longer the same. It was toxicity in the house. The energy was just horrible, and it got worse. So on Mother's Day weekend, that Friday before Mother's Day, which was probably like May 7th of 2019 or May 8th, he actually went downtown and immediately filed for a divorce while we were actively still living in our marital home. And I was devastated. I was hurt. I really couldn't understand why he would do that and how he could be so sure to the point to where you're actually going to go foul. I didn't understand it. So I'm hurt. I'm asking why, you know, what's going on? Why would you waste my time? I immediately called our marital counselor because we had already been seeing a marital counselor due to just we were in a rocky patch of our marriage. And our counselor asked for me to go immediately into prayer. I started praying, I'll talk to him. I started praying, but nothing was working. Nothing changed. The environment remained the same. Nothing was working because I expected immediate change. It just became overwhelming for me. I expected everything to go back to the way it was, if not better. This divorce isn't going to go through. But I did not step back and allow God to be God. I continued to try to do things on my own. And this is what led me to this scripture here, which is Proverbs 1:27, verse 5 and 6. It's stated in the Bible, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. When your husband has filed for a divorce, the energy in your home is not ideal. The last thing you'll do, well, last thing I did, was lean not on my own understanding. The last thing I did was trust in the Lord. The last thing I did was submit to him. I took matters into my own hands, needing an understanding, needing an explanation because I felt like I deserved it, needing to know why. And that wasn't my call. That wasn't my call. Because just as God got me through other situations, this situation was going to fall the way it needed to fall. It doesn't always mean that there will be reconciliation, but there will be some type of resolvement that probably could have prevented the next steps that came along. Because since I took this matter into my own hands and I felt that I needed an understanding and I needed to know why, and I didn't trust in God, it resulted into the atmosphere in my home becoming worse. It resulted in toxicity. It resulted in moments to where I didn't even want to come home. It resulted into arguments that took place in front of my children. My children getting involved in situations that they should not have gotten involved in. And it all resulted to the day, May 21st, 2019, when I was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That day I went to jail, and I spent 2.5 days in jail. And if you go back and look at the previous recording, you'll get all the details in there. But at the time, I didn't understand it, but I know why I was there. Because I was sent to a place to where I couldn't act on my own. I had to be told what to do. And each message that I received from the ladies that I met in there was, do you know who your father is? Now, Proverbs 127 verse 3 states clearly to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him. But I wasn't listening, so I went to a place where someone could redirect me and say, hey, do you know who your father is? She didn't clearly state trust in the Lord, but she's basically telling you, hey, do you know who your dad is? You're going to be okay. You know, she was that reminder for me. And she reminded me that no matter what, God had me. See, I want us to understand that trusting in God does not mean that you won't have situations. It does not mean that you won't have struggles, that you won't have hardships, you won't have heartbreak. It doesn't prevent the obstacle, but it helps you get through the obstacle. It helps you have a different mindset of your situations to where you're able to see clearly, think clearly, and not make the wrong decisions. It gives you something to look forward to. It allows you to understand that God will be God no matter what. When you're able to process that God will be God no matter what, you can get through any and every obstacle that is faced in front of you. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it'll be easy. But where I stand today, I didn't see this day 2 years ago. I didn't see the strength that I have 2 years ago. I didn't see the mindset that I have 2 years ago. I didn't see the boldness that I have 2 years ago. I could not see in front of me. I couldn't see it. Can you imagine living a life where you cannot see in front of you? You don't know your next move. You don't know your next direction. You don't know where you're going to go. You don't know where you're going to get it from. You don't know. You just here. That's a scary and a dark place to be in. That's a place of uncertainty. And it opens up a door for you to have all type of negative thoughts. And it definitely gives the enemy an opportunity to roam through your mind and make you think things that you don't want to think, and make you feel suicidal, make you feel negative toward things, just make you go through things that God never wanted you to experience. Because if you trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding, you are standing boldly in the word of God, and you're not opening up an opportunity for the enemy to do his job. You're not opening it up. So, you know the story about me going to jail. And again, as I stated, if you don't, go back and look at my first live on New Year's Eve, and it'll kind of tell you all the details of that. But I got out of jail. And I got out of jail fighting a criminal case, and I was fighting a divorce, 2 attorneys, living with my aunt, barely can afford to do anything because I'm paying 2 attorneys. I gave one attorney well over $10,000 just for a criminal case. Plus I had to pay my my divorce attorney. Plus I had to pay my aunt for allowing my children and I to live in her home. She opened up her home to us, and we had to get through. And that was a very stressful moment, and that was a moment that my children and I had to adjust. We went from a home to living in a room in someone's house. Like I stated, my children were laying on a mattress. I had to transfer their school. Carrington started having behavioral issues because he was angry. He was hurt. He didn't trust. Jordan became isolated. It was just a whole lot of things that were going on. And I wasn't even in the position to help them because I couldn't even help myself. I couldn't even help myself. I couldn't even help my children. We were just there. And I went into isolation. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was forced. Because I had people, my cousins and family, reaching out, trying to get me out the house, trying to allow me to just get some fresh air and just do things and go places and just be in a different environment other than being cooped up in the room that I was in. And I didn't, and I couldn't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And I believe that was God isolating me and placing me where he needed me to be, where he can have my full attention. Because during that isolation, I was able to read. I was able to pray. I was able to fast. I was able to drop on my knees and surrender it all to God. I surrendered it all to God. I said, God, I don't know what to do, what direction that you're taking me, but God, have your will with my life. Just give me the strength to get through it. Each day got better for me. I went to church on Sundays. Antioch was a blessing to me. I joined Antioch Church, and I received what I needed to receive at that church. And I was extremely thankful for the pastor at the time. It was the father that was pastoring, Pastor Wesley, and before he passed. And he was an amazing teacher. And he opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I was able to get my children in there. We was able to fellowship and just regain that energy and reintroduce ourselves back to God. Now, that didn't prevent obstacles, because every day I drove from DeSoto to Capel to work, I cried and I listened to the same song every day. I listened to Marvin Sapp, his Full CD, every day. And I cried every day I went to work. And when I arrived to work, I put my strong face on. I felt like I was weak, but at the same time, I put my strong face on. I was able to still get up and go to work. I was still able to make a living. I was still able to do my job. I was still able to come home, feed my kids, and take care of my business and do what I needed to do, because I was getting through. God didn't prevent my obstacles. I was getting through. Because at that same time, I was still fighting that criminal case. Didn't know where it was going to go. That's a felony. That's a felony. If I get a felony in my 40s, I'm done pretty much. Career-wise, even trying to find a place to stay if I'm renting, or just who wants a record this late in life? If I was going to do that, I should have did that in my younger day, but I don't have time, nor can I afford to make poor decisions at this moment in my life. So I was stressed. I was worried. I lost a lot of weight. I looked like my weight was unhealthy. It's one thing to lose weight and feel good, but this was an unhealthy loss. But I still was getting through. I still had the ability and the opportunity to wake up every day, had the strength to go to work, to do what I need to do. And each day that I had an opportunity to do that was another chance. So it didn't change, nor did it take away the problem. But it helped me understand how strong I really am. It helped me realize that I can get through anything. It helped me speak boldly to God. And it helped me be able to tell you that if he did it for me, he can do it for you. And he's going to continue doing it over and over and over again. The obstacles that I went through now built me for who I am today. The boldness and the strength that I have now, I didn't fully display back then. I think God needed something from me because I put so much into my marriage and into my home that I probably put my marriage and my home before God. Yeah, I'm outspoken. I'm dominant, but I was very submissive to my husband. Yeah, we argued and I debated, but I was very submissive because I respected my husband. And I may have cherished him and my life more than I cherished God. The Waymaker. How can I put anything or anyone before God? Without God, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have these things. I wouldn't have this marriage. So God had to show me that nothing comes before him. Nothing comes before God. Not your job, not your life, not even your marriage, not even your children. No one or nothing comes before God. So my life experiences got me to a point that where I took the time to learn me. I took the time, and I'm taking the time to strengthen my faith and create a better relationship between God and I. It gave me more patience and understanding. It showed me how to give grace because I'm very direct. I'm disciplined, and I run off a time schedule, and I need it done, and I need it done now, and I need it done correctly. And I treated my children like that. I treated my marriage like that. I treated my family like that. Instead of learning to give grace and have understanding and be sympathetic, and also the ability to show empathy. I didn't always display that. But when I went through my struggles, it taught me that. I was forced to learn that. I was forced to give second chances. I was forced to show empathy for people's situations. I was forced to be a bit sensitive at times. I was forced. And I realized where I went wrong in life and how I was treating people. And it wasn't always ideal. What I've gained from that is learning to be a better person, be a better mother, be a better daughter, sister, aunt, niece, and a better woman. I learned to have patience. I learned to love on people as God loves on me. I learned to, and I'm learning my purpose. And my purpose is to share my life story and my life journey as a reminder that if I'm able to get through the obstacles that I've been through, you can too. I have a lot of friends that have lost family members. They've lost their husband, they've lost their wife, they've lost their children, their parents. But you'll be okay. God is still God. God will get you through it. He gave you a precious gift, and now your gift has went home. And I know it's not easy. I know that you don't want to hear it, because I didn't want to hear things from my situations either when my marriage was taken from me and my home was taken from me. But it will be okay. And it's two things that's going to happen through your situation. You're going to learn something from it, and you're going to realize how strong you are. Because a year from now, for those that have lost someone, you can be of service to someone else and help them get through their loss, just as I'm helping you get through from my loss. Yes, I didn't lose someone physically, but a divorce or a separation, it feels just like a death. It's the end of something. And it was very hard for me and my children. And it took us through. It took us through. And the story is not over from there. I mean, there is more to this story. Because there's definitely more, because we're leading into 2020, into 2021, and we'll get through that on other lives. But I hope that I was able to explain my situation clearly, where you were able to receive something today. I'm hopeful that the message that I'm sending out was delivered appropriately. My goal here is to continue strengthening our faith and remind you that God will always be God. That no matter what you're going through, you will get through it. And you will get through it with flying colors, and you'll be able to look back and say, my God, I thank you. I thank you for your grace and your mercy upon me. And that is what the goal of the Love of a Woman is. We are here to bring something to you. I hope that you receive the sunflowers that each lady, each sister gives to you weekly. Because now we're in full circle, and we're going to be moving forward in 2022 like never before. So be on the lookout for the sunflowers this week. Of course, we have Silver Linings with Shannon on Monday. Transparency Tuesday with Tam on Tuesdays, of course. Prayer with Frashandra on Wednesday. Inspiration with Shamika on Thursdays. And of course, Finding Faith with Flame, myself, on Fridays. As I stated to you, there may be a few pre-recorded messages from myself due to my fast. And please don't forget, last but not least, inspirational music playing daily from Rosalind. We also have a prayer line. This line is available for you 24 hours per day, 7 days a week. You're able to leave a message, and one of the directors will get back with you promptly. If you're in need of prayer and it's something that you just want personally for yourself, feel free to leave a message. for Chandra, or one of the sisters will get back with you in regards to prayer. If you know of another sister that can benefit from our group, the Lovable Woman will gladly welcome her with open arms. Tell her about the group. Invite her in and let her see if this is a place that she wants to be. Shamika has developed a safe haven for us, a place that we can be transparent and free, and it's judgment free, and there is no bias behaviors. We are here to just basically love on each other and serve God while doing it. Unfortunately, the group is not for men, but the lives are shared on personal pages as well inside of the group, and also on YouTube. So if any men, your brother, your son, your husband, your uncles, your grandfathers, your dads, if you would like for them to just take a piece of what we're trying to offer, if you feel that they can receive something from it, tell them about the YouTube channel. Let them sit there and listen with you. Or even if you want to sit down as a family and listen to the lives each day, I promise you they'll definitely gain something from it. And even if you just wanted to keep this personal group for yourself, because sometimes we just need a place for ourselves, that's fine as well. Because guess what? You're going to come out this group being a better mother, a better woman, a better wife, if that applies, a better girlfriend, a better sister, a better aunt, and a better niece, because we're giving you the sunflowers. We're giving you the tools to be a better you. So the men in your life or family in your life, they can't help but win, because they're going to be able to see a better version of you. Ladies, I love you with all of me. I appreciate you for taking the time to meet with me today. I'm thankful for you as you listen to me on my journey of strengthening my faith. And I'm hoping that you can strengthen yours as well. Stay tuned. I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully live. If not, it will be pre-recorded, but it's definitely genuine. And then, of course, over the weekend, Roslyn is going to send some inspirational music. And just be looking forward to Shannon for Silver Linings on Mondays. Ladies, you all have a great Friday, a great weekend. Love on your people, love on your family, and I will see you next Friday. Goodbye.